Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Nars Rising Star Cheek Palette. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I will do my best to reply back. This palette retails for $60 at Sephora and Nars online. I purchased mine at Sephora. I do want to read a little bit about the blush palette on Sephora's website. A holiday palette featuring Nars' award-winning blush in 6 limited edition shades designed for all skin tones. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. It says Nars on it with the stars all around. On the side of the packaging it says Rising Star. On the other side you have the barcode. On the bottom there's nothing printed. Up at the top it just says cheek palette and it says it in a different language. And then here's what the back of the palette looks like. You have the list of ingredients. It states it has an 18-month shelf life and it was made in Italy. You also have a little picture of what the inside looks like. So let's open this up. Here's what the actual blush palette looks like. I love the design on the packaging. And then here's what the back looks like. You have all the shade names printed. It comes with a mirror, and here's what all 6 shades look like. Wait a minute, the inside doesn't match what's shown on the outer box. I'll insert the photo of what it shows online versus what you get. I was expecting more of a orange blush. It's definitely more peachy in person. This shade online looks more mauve, but in person it's a very bright bubblegum pink. That's false advertising on Nars' end. Anyways, let's go ahead and start swatching. The first shade is called Guilty Pleasure. Ooh, it's so soft in the pan. Guilty Pleasure is described as a rose gold. This looks more of a highlighter than a blush shade. The second shade is called Famous. Famous is described as a bright pink that is super pigmented with one swipe. The last shade in the top row is called Golden Age. Golden Age is described as a cool fuchsia. Again, very pigmented with one swipe. The first shade in the bottom row is called Limelight. Limelight is described as a pink mauve. Again, very pigmented. The second to last shade is called Paramount. Paramount is described as a peachy coral. Beautiful. The last shade is called Premiere. Premiere is described as a red Bordeaux. Again, very beautiful. Here's what all 6 shades look like swatched on the back of my hand. Now let's apply it to the cheeks. Using a clean blush brush, I'm going to dip into the shade in Paramount. Here's how much product I have on my blush brush. Let's see what it looks like applied on the cheek. Here's what the shade in Paramount looks like. It's very subtle. Let's see if we can build it up. Taking a little bit more on my blush brush. Again, here's how much product I have on my brush. Here's what it looks like built up. This shade is beautiful. Taking a clean highlighter brush, I'm going to dip into the shade in Guilty Pleasure. Here's how much product I have on my brush. Let's see what it looks like. Oh wow, it looks very natural on the skin. Let's see if it's buildable. Here's what the shade in Guilty Pleasure looks like. Again, it's beautiful. I'm going to clean up my blush brush with the Sephora Quick Dry Clean Spray. Now that my blush brush is nice and clean, let's dip into the shade in Limelight. Here's how much product I have on my blush brush. Let's see what the shade in Limelight looks like. Here's what the shade in Limelight looks like. Another beautiful shade. Again, I'm going to build it up. Here's what it looks like built up. It's gorgeous. Now let's apply the shade in Famous. Again, here's how much product I have on my blush brush. Here's what the shade in Famous looks like. Another stunning shade. Again, I'm going to build it up. Here's how much product I have on my brush. Here's what Famous looks like built up. It's so gorgeous. Once again, I'm going to clean my blush brush. Now let's see what the shade in Golden Age looks like. Here's how much product I have on my brush. Let's see what the shade in Golden Age looks like. Here we have the shade in Golden Age. It's not super bright like it is in the pan. It's definitely wearable. Let's build it up. Again, here's how much product I have on my brush. Here's what the shade in Golden Age looks like built up. Again, it's gorgeous. Let's see what the last shade in Premier looks like. Here's how much product I have on my blush brush. Here's what the shade in Premier looks like. A little bit of product goes a very long way. I'm not going to build up the shade in Premier. I'm just going to apply a little bit more on this side. That way we're all evened out. I'm also going to apply a little bit of the shade in Guilty Pleasure. Now that's stunning. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. My final thoughts on this blush palette is that I really do like it. For $60, I definitely think it's worth it, but definitely get it on sale. The quality is there. These shades are buildable, they're blendable, and will work on all skin tones. I like how the blush palette looks like in person versus the photos online. I also really did like how this blush palette swatched on the back of my hand. I would highly recommend this blush palette. It's a 10 out of 10. If you purchase it for $60, each blush shade would be $10 a piece. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on purchasing this blush palette. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.